So the truth is about these guys, I have two strong opinions. I think Dillon Gabriel's size is an issue. I would have a hard time building around him. He's small. But I think Shedeur was underdrafted. Shedeur is bigger. I think he moves well. I would choose Shedeur over Dillon Gabriel.
Shedeur outplayed Dillon Gabriel in both practice and in the preseason in their starts. No matter if it's a half each player played, you can't have it both ways. You can't say Dillon played as well, if not better, than Shedeur.
The quarterback battle just got even more heated with Dillon Gabriel stepping into the NFL spotlight. After his debut, Colin Cowherd didn't hold back, and his words shook up the conversation. He flat out said that if this is the Browns' offense moving forward, they're in trouble. Not just because of turnovers or sloppy plays, but because Gabriel's size could end up being a long-term liability. Cowherd then shifted the focus to Shedeur Sanders, making a bold claim. If he had to pick between the two, he'd go with Sanders every time. In fact, he even said Sanders was underdrafted. That's a big statement in today's NFL landscape. But Cowherd also highlighted something deeper. He explained that head coach Kevin Stefanski may have chosen Gabriel not for flash, but for safety. Around the league, GMs often prefer quarterbacks who are steady, reliable, and low drama. Sanders, on the other hand, brings star power, excitement, and fan attention, along with the pressure that comes with it. And maybe the Browns weren't ready for that spotlight. However, the story didn't end there. Things took a surprising turn when Browns GM Andrew Berry publicly praised Shedeur Sanders after an outstanding performance. His comments sounded almost fatherly. He admired Sanders' composure, his playmaking, and his ability to lead on the field. Berry's endorsement has completely shifted the tone of the debate. Suddenly, Sanders isn't just a backup option. He's becoming the centerpiece of the Browns quarterback conversation.
Really, really good job. Proud of you.
Cool.
Really, really nice job.
You're not fully proud, kinda.
I'm
kinda proud.
Look, for your flip side, it was a perfect no, but you made plays, you operated, so it's just stacked.
I love when you tell the facts, dude. No, but it's okay. It's okay.
Listen, you did a nice job, okay? So just take what you learned from tonight, apply it to the joint practices, and then the next.
Stephen A. Smith has officially thrown his voice into the quarterback debate, and he didn't hold back. In his view, Shedeur Sanders is clearly the better player compared to Dillon Gabriel, especially when it comes to performance under pressure. Smith pointed out that Sanders was dealing with enormous expectations, non-stop debates, and heavy scrutiny. But instead of crumbling, he rose to the occasion, delivering the kind of performance that proves he thrives when the spotlight is brightest. While Smith acknowledged that Dillon Gabriel had flashes of brilliance, he also noted that Gabriel's mistakes and inconsistency left plenty of question marks. Gabriel's effort was there, but according to Smith, effort alone isn't enough at this level. At the end of the day, Smith's verdict was clear. In real game situations, Sanders simply outshines Gabriel. His poise, decision-making, and overall presence on the field make him stand out, not just for now, but for the long run.
I liked it, but that's not to throw any shade on Dillon Gabriel. He came out there, had a couple of mishaps, what have you, but ultimately he played well, and I give him credit where credit is due. But watching Shedeur move the offense or whatever, I thought that his performance was slightly better than Dillon Gabriel.
Stephen A. Smith didn't just stop at praising Shedeur Sanders, he went after Dillon Gabriel as well. Smith called out Gabriel for his remarks about Sanders, flat out labeling them as a really dumb comment to make. In Smith's eyes, a quarterback's job is simple: stay locked in on your game, deliver on the field, and avoid unnecessary distractions. Taking cheap shots, whether at teammates or through the media, does nothing but damage the team. Smith doubled down on his stance, saying that Gabriel's words essentially threw Sanders under the bus, opening the door for public scrutiny that was both unfair and unnecessary. But he also made it clear that Gabriel had no one to blame but himself. By choosing to say what he said, Gabriel created drama where there didn't need to be any. For Smith, it was a boneheaded move, one that highlighted poor judgment and only made the situation worse for everyone involved.
Others will be merciless, but in the end, no one will be wrong, because who instigated that fury against you? It would be you. Very, very idiotic and stupid for you to say what you said.
Stephen A. Smith went on to highlight how Shedeur Sanders handles the media and outside pressure with far more maturity. He explained that if Sanders had been the one to make those kinds of comments, the backlash would have been overwhelming, piling even more weight on his shoulders. In contrast, Gabriel seems to be getting the benefit of the doubt, at least for now. Smith made it clear, though, that the reaction would have been completely different had Sanders been in the same position. Ultimately, Smith concluded that while Gabriel may have had some solid moments on the field, those positives were completely overshadowed by his unnecessary and controversial remarks.
How much would he have been excoriated for talking about the media that way? And so because of that, now you're going to look at people and they're going to say, okay, well, it wasn't him. He's the dude that went out there and played very, very well in his preseason debut. This guy, Dillon Gabriel, he still had good moments in third down, 6 for 6. Completing his passes was impressive, had composure in the pocket, et cetera, et cetera. There was a lot of good things to say about Dillon Gabriel. But he threw shade on his own performance by showing he was paying attention to stuff.
The quarterback competition has reached a whole new level, especially with all eyes now fixed on Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. From the beginning, fans and analysts have been split on who truly deserves the starting spot. Each quarterback brings something different to the field, which has only fueled the debate further. Things heated up even more once Colin Cowherd shared his perspective, adding his own voice to the discussion. Cowherd admitted that while he personally leans towards Shedeur Sanders, he believes the Cleveland Browns chose Dillon Gabriel because they were aiming for steadiness and consistency. According to Cowherd, general managers often prefer quarterbacks who are reliable and don't create unnecessary headlines. Gabriel, with his low-key presence, fits that safe approach. Still, Cowherd acknowledged that Sanders brings an extra spark and thrives in pressure-filled moments, making him the more electrifying choice, even if it comes with more attention and expectations. The conversation didn't end there. Stephen A. Smith later stepped in, arguing that Sanders has already shown himself to be the stronger quarterback, especially when the pressure is on. Smith didn't hold back in criticizing Gabriel's comments about Sanders, calling them foolish and warning that distractions like that can hurt a team's focus. He stressed that Sanders' ability to juggle media pressure and still deliver on the field sets him apart in ways Gabriel has yet to match. Right now, the competition is far from decided. While Gabriel has flashed moments of talent, the controversy around his remarks has overshadowed some of his play. Sanders, meanwhile, continues to impress, showing composure both on and off the field. What's clear is that both quarterbacks have the potential to shape the NFL in their own way. So where do you stand? Do you agree with Cowherd that Gabriel's steady approach is better suited for the Browns, or are you with Stephen A. Smith, who insists that Sanders' ability to shine under pressure makes him the stronger choice? How much weight should off-field comments and media perception carry when judging a quarterback's future? Could Gabriel's mistake follow him, or will he prove himself with time? Share your thoughts. We want to know where you stand in this ongoing quarterback debate.